Hi guys, and welcome to another Languages with Danny video. This video is about how to improve your listening skills, how to actually understand almost everything that you hear. And it was actually inspired by my previous video. A lot of the comments were actually asking me, because I had said in that video that my listening skills are really good. Actually, teachers have told me like my listening skills are quite good. This video is about how to make your listening skills really good, how to get your listening skills at a very high level very, very quickly. You don't have to be advanced. I'm certainly not advanced. I'm intermediate at best, beginner, I would call myself still. So I want to provide people with the steps to get your listening skills to a very high level. So let's begin. So the first thing, because I have my notes on another screen. First things first, download Anki. It will be your best friend. Your best friend. Anki's my best friend. Like, you need to learn vocab, and actually learn vocab using SRS. So it's a spaced repetition system, and that system is designed to help you retain words easily and get it into your long-term memory quickly, and help it to stay there as well. So don't be afraid of vocab lists. I think the problem with just learning using comprehensible input is that you will learn vocabulary very slowly. And if you see, I said this in my last videos, but again, I just need to reiterate, if you see new words watching Netflix or what have you, it's not gonna stick in your brain. You'd have to see that word a number of times before you just remember that one word. So if you're just starting out, or even if you've been practicing Spanish for a while, Spanish has thousands upon thousands of words, and just to be able to introduce yourself and speak even half decently, you need to know at least 5,000, and that's a lot of words. So get yourself a vocab list so that you can do that much quicker than just relying on comprehensible input. Because with comprehensible input, of course, you're going to learn very high frequency words like ser, estar, but lower frequency words that are still quite commonly used but are a bit more lower frequency, you're not going to know in any rapid amount of time. And then words that aren't as frequently used but are still very good for your vocabulary, even less. So use vocab lists, because this is going to help your listening. When someone's speaking to you, you're going to actually understand, oh, I know that word. I know how that word's pronounced. I know what that word means. And I know that word. Oh, and I know that word. And actually, I understand what this person is saying. And it's not just mumbled because you don't have the vocabulary to identify what that person is actually saying. You have the vocabulary there. You can identify the sounds, what the words mean. And suddenly your listening just shoots up like that, because you have that vocabulary there, so you know exactly what the person is saying. So that is a game changer, basically giving it out to you. Use Anki. It's invaluable if you're wanting to learn a language and improve your listening skills, or else your listening is always going to develop at a much slower pace than anything else. So use Anki, download Anki. The next thing is get yourself used to fast speech. Get yourself watching Netflix. I know almost all of you watching are probably doing that already, but if you're not, get yourself watching Spanish content on Netflix. Get yourself watching Easy Spanish. I really like that YouTube channel because oftentimes they interview people out on the streets, and that is amazing because then you're getting used to that rapid speech, and that's really helpful. I think it's easy as a beginner to only watch beginner content, and beginner content where people are speaking very slowly has its place, but I would say you want to get yourself out of that very quickly, like very, very quickly, even sooner than you would think. Get yourself out of it and get yourself watching native content. Get yourself used to how fast people speak so that your listening just naturally improves. Even with Dreaming Spanish, I know a lot of people like Dreaming Spanish, but even Dreaming Spanish, people speak much slower. Even the advanced videos, people speak much slower. So you need to get yourself listening to native content where people are just speaking how they normally speak. And that way you can train your ears just to get used to the rhythm of the language. Also, another point that I want to raise is you need to put the time in. Like I said in my previous videos, you can't spend 5 minutes on Anki or spend an hour doing Netflix and expect to make serious progress. And I have to be harsh with this. Like, an hour on Netflix is substantial, but it's not really enough if you want to really see the results in listening reasonably fast. For me personally, and you don't have to do as much time as me, but for me personally, I spend 2 hours on Anki, and that's just on Anki. And then I go and watch like an hour and a half of Netflix to reinforce the vocab that I learned on Anki. So yeah, just a mini point. I use both of them. I don't use just Anki or just Netflix. I use both of them combined. Anki as my actual tool, and then Netflix or Easy Spanish or any other content to reinforce what I've learned on Anki. So that's my tactic, so that should be your tactic, or it can be your tactic, but that's mine. And yeah, I spend a considerable amount of time every day doing that, and that's how I've been able to see a lot of rapid progress with my listening. So my final point is watch content in different accents. I've heard this so many times where people are like, oh, I don't want to learn Castilian Spanish, European Spanish. I don't want to learn that. I don't want to learn Mexican Spanish, or I don't want to learn Argentinian Spanish, or what have you. Don't do that. Watch content in different accents, because that also improves your listening, because then your brain understands almost every kind of accent. So you're not just focused on one kind of accent, or okay, because if you do that, you fall into the trap where you just watch Mexican Spanish and then you find European Spanish, Castilian Spanish very difficult to understand, because I don't know, maybe they use different conjugations, or the rhythm is a bit different. You don't want to be doing that and then having to learn the different ways and the different rhythms of the different accents, because Spanish has many, very much later in your Spanish learning journey. So get used to it now. I don't shy away. I listen to Argentinian videos, Mexican videos, European, Spanish, Spain. I listen to a wide range of content. Okay, Cuban, Puerto Rico, a wide range, because it gets me used to, for some Latinos, most Latinos, they drop the S's, or for Castilian Spanish, they say, like, they pronounce their like C's like th. and you just have to get used to those different like ways of speaking, you know, because yeah, if you don't, like, you know, you go, you travel, and then you're like a kind of fish out of water, because you have to get yourself used to it, whereas if you're used to it, it's like super easy for you. So that would be my final point: watch different content. And that's really it to listening, at least in my journey. Just doing those things has helped me a ton, especially Anki. I really need to hone in on this. Use vocab lists, vocab flashcards, whether you want to create your own list or whether you want to use someone else's. Download Anki and do that, because then you learn thousands of words in a couple of months, and you're listening just... Yeah, I would say, just in conclusion of this video, I'll put it here, spend at least 1 hour on Anki, or half an hour if you really don't have a lot of time. And then I would say at least spend an hour watching Netflix or watching any kind of content, native content with fast speech, after doing the flashcards to reinforce what you've learned on Anki. So there is your tactic. So I've given it out to you. So yeah, let me know. I think with that tactic, as it did me, it should really help you with listening. It really should. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you're already doing that, or if these tips have helped you. Let me know where you're at with your Spanish learning journey, with your listening journey in Spanish. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. That helps me out a lot. And yes, I hope to keep creating more videos for you all, and let me know what you want to see next from me. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Bye.